Alright, so what I wanted to do today was, well, just pretty much do anything because it has been raining and crappy all week. And I know that this isn't the best place to be recording this because it's really echoey. There's a road right there, like outside the window right next to me, making so much noise when cars go by, but that's okay. I've been making excuses why I'm not making a video. I have to make a video for this week. I gotta get it done. So I got a Red Bull, which should help. But I've been trying to not drink Red Bull a lot recently. Well, over the past year. And once in a while it's fine, right? Yeah. Alright, but today, what I want to show you is how to do this awesome photography technique, which I have used in BMX and skate photos, and when I go traveling places. I used to take them every time I went traveling, but I just haven't done one in a while. And because it brought me so much excitement and joy when I first learned how to do it, I wanted to show you all who do watch my videos how to make them as well. And the technique that I'm talking about is what I call cloning. I don't know what other people call it. I think there's a specific name for it. I just thought this might be a really good thing to try out at home. Just being by yourself, it kind of allows you to make it seem like you have friends when you're just by yourself. So this video is going to be split up into two parts. The first part is going to be the process of taking the photos, and then the second part is going to be the process of editing the photos. Alright, so the first thing I want to talk about is what you need for this. 1, you need a tripod. 2, you need your smartphone. If you don't have a smartphone, or a tablet should work, but just some way of having a remote trigger from your camera to something. And 3, your camera. Alright, so the first part when it comes to taking the photos is picking an area that you want to get your photo taken in, and then setting up your camera on a tripod, positioned just how you like where you want it to be. The next is going to be setting your focus. There's different ways of doing this. What I would do would be setting my camera where I want it to be, and then I take my camera off my tripod, move to where I'm going to stand for one of the photos, and then focus my tripod from that spot. And after I focus it with my camera, turn the autofocus off so it's a manual so it doesn't change on you in accident, and then put your camera back on your tripod, because that will kind of make it so you're keeping yourself in focus without having someone else be there to focus you for you. And then a very specific thing that goes along with this is that when you were taking the photos, you now want to change your focus at all, because when you try putting it together later, having different depths of field will be a lot harder to merge all together into one photo. After you get it all set and figure out where you want to go, what you want to do, kind of get an idea for that, having your focus set, you want to either connect your phone, your trigger, any way of being able to remotely control your camera. And what I use personally for my Canon, I use just the Canon EOS app, and then for my Sony, I just use the Sony app. You can get an app that's free for Nikon, Canon, Sony. Getting one of those just to connect to your camera will be very helpful. After you have your camera set up and connected to your phone, what you're gonna do, what I recommend at least, is figure out what positions you're gonna want in the frame of the shots, and then start from one side of the frame and move to the other side of the frame. Just so you don't accidentally clip into yourself later on, and it kind of allows you to really understand that you are moving away from your space instead of trying to remember that you were over here for a little bit and you moved over here and you want to be in the middle but you don't exactly remember where to position yourself in between. It just helps later on in the editing for being able to just put it all together a lot smoother. Sorry, there was so many trucks driving by. After you take all the photos, make sure to check the photos, make sure you like them, you see which ones kind of work, and just kind of making sure you're happy with the photos that you've taken so far at least. This is gonna take a couple tries, to be honest. I messed up a bunch to the point where I tried it for a whole day when I first was trying to learn it, I hated all of them. I did really poorly with how I positioned myself. My camera actually moved and I had to like reposition the whole image and crop it funny, and it's just a whole lot of extra work, and just everything that could go wrong went wrong. But that's just my experience. I know other people may experience having trouble with it as well. So don't beat yourself up if you don't get it the first couple tries trying to do this. It takes time and practice, and figuring it out really is the fun part, but also the most frustrating part. So yeah. Now that we've taken all the photos, we're gonna go back to my house where my computer is. Yes, that's what I wanted to say. And we're gonna do the second part of the video, which is the editing in Photoshop. Let's go. But like, all honesty, I don't know why I walked all the way up here from where my car is, when I could have literally just drove to the top of the parking complex. I walked all the way up the stairs, from way down there, all the way up the stairs to film the video on the very top. I could have just drove. Could have just drove. I could have just drove. All right, so I'm having a dilemma. I forgot where I parked my car. I think I'm on the wrong floor. I found my car. Sweet. All right, so I'm in a shed because I can't film in my house because the kids make too much noise. And I set up like a little lighting thing. It's just a mess in here. But now we have to get down to the editing part of the photos that we took before. As you can see, as you can maybe see, it's been a couple days since I've actually taken the photos because I have been slacking, and that is all on me, but that's okay. So the first thing we're gonna do is collect our photos and the ones we're gonna use and put them in a folder like I did right here of all the ones that you know you wanna use. What you're gonna do, highlight all of them and then drag those over to Photoshop. If you don't have Photoshop, you can use this one website, link below, that is an online server version of it. It's free and it's a little glitchy. It might make your computer run a little warm. But essentially it's just a free version that's online of Photoshop that you can use as well. Now that we have all of the photos open, you can see all the tabs up here. What we're gonna do is one by one, we're gonna do Command A and Command C, and then move over to the first photo and Command V and paste that on top. So you'll see it right down here. And you can like exit out of the other photos after you have like copy and pasted them. You don't need them anymore. Then after we're done, as we can see over here in our layers tab, you can see all of the photos that we've put in there. First thing that we're going to do is we're going to click on the top layer, click on the mask, and that's going to pop us up right here. You want to make sure that the mask part is highlighted and not the photo. Then you're going to click B or the brush tool over here, and then going up here you can change the size. What I like to do is use the bracket keys up by your delete button, and that makes it bigger or smaller depending on the right or left one that you pick. Crap, my light just turned off. Well, damn it. That will just be part of the effect, yes. Alright, so after you have your mask on on your top layer, what you're gonna do is you're gonna turn the opacity down to probably like 60-50% where you can see it, and you're gonna draw everywhere in the frame where you can see besides where your original picture is. Bring the opacity back up. Now you have two clones. Next, move down to the next layer, and then same thing. So we're gonna turn the opacity down just a little bit, we can see that it's coming in right here. So what we're gonna do is draw over that picture and then around all of the other clones, making sure you don't touch the clones. And then there we go. Turn the opacity back up. We got 3 clones. Alright, just to move it along a little bit, that's fine. Just 2 more to do. So these are the ones I've picked. This one to add, and this one to add. So we're gonna go back to the top, bring those in. Now in here, we're gonna click on this one, add a layer mask, turn the opacity down to about 60-50, draw over that, and then draw around the rest of the clones. Turn the opacity back up, now we have 4. Alright, last one. So this one's gonna be tricky because you see this one's so close to that one. What we're gonna have to do is go into these other masks. We're actually gonna have to get more precise with where our masking goes. Because as you can see, some of that is not being shown because of some of these layers. So I think it's this one. Yes, definitely is this one. So this one's gonna be a challenge because it's so close to me. We gotta get a little bit more in depth with this. If you click X, it switches back and forth between the erasing and the drawing on the mask. So if we switch X, we can bring this back in just a little bit. Get really close. There we go. It's probably good enough for now. Awesome. Now we'll just turn that opacity back up. Could be a little bit better. What you can do is you can change the opacity or the flow up here and kind of go in and just kind of adjust those a little bit. A little like siding part around that makes it look really apparent that this was played with. There you go. It's very tedious and it takes a bunch of time. In all honesty, it sucks because of how much time it takes, but it's a cool result. It looks really sweet. All you have to do now is just throw it in Lightroom or throw it just on your phone and edit it a little bit and just post it up. Alright, so I just finished doing a quick edit on the photo, and this is the original, and this is the edit. I know it's not super cool, there's not a lot going on. I could have composed it a little bit better, done a little bit more with my clones, but for the technique itself, I think it's pretty cool. You can do it pretty much anywhere with your phone, with a camera, anything you can take a picture with that's digital. There's some way you can get around it. I've been doing this for, I don't know, the 3 years I've been doing photography. I think it was one of the first things I learned. It was like one of the things that made me want to get into photography. So just doing stuff like this is really cool to me, and I think it's awesome just trying to learn new things and seeing all these really cool creative techniques that some people do. Instagram is like my best friend when it comes to that because there's so many amazing artists out there. So if there's anything you want to learn, I can definitely try teaching you, or I can try learning to teach you because I need to learn new things. So let me know, comment what you think, and yeah, if you have any questions, my social media is in the comments, not in the comments, in the description. Otherwise, comment. Have a good day.